Cultivate visibility because attention is currency. Chris Brogan. You have the power to be the boss of your own life. I'm your host, Monica Allen. I'm a wife, mom, entrepreneur, best-selling author, lifelong learner, and your biz bestie. I have a love and passion for all things small business. Growing my own company from $700 to over 7 figures annually, my goal is to bring you inspiration, business-focused topics and tips, encouragement, and a community that helps you launch, grow, and scale your business, whether you are a dreamer, a side hustler, or a seasoned entrepreneur. You are listening to the Become Your Own Boss podcast. This week's episode is brought to you by the Simple Life Assessment. Every entrepreneur needs an occasional reset. In just a few minutes, this free assessment will help you identify where you're thriving, where you may need to recalibrate, and how to live with greater intention. Take the assessment today at simple.monicaallen.com and start becoming the boss of your entire life, not just your business. Something happened this morning that really got me thinking about how well people actually know our businesses. I was in a development committee meeting for a local charter school where we were discussing the school's business partner program. We started talking about ways we could intentionally support the businesses that invest in our school. Then we realized something surprising. While most of us could name the business partners, very few of us could confidently explain everything they actually offer. We knew the company names and maybe the general industry they were in, but we didn't know the full range of their products or services. That conversation made me stop and ask myself a bigger question. If a room full of people who are connected to these businesses doesn't fully understand what they do, how many of our customers, networking partners, and even friends only know a fraction of what we offer? The thing is, customers aren't thinking about our businesses nearly as much as we are. Just because someone bought one thing, or they may even be a frequent customer, but just because they shop with us, that doesn't mean they know everything that we sell. For example, they may have bought embroidery, but don't know that we also offer promotional products. They know you're a photographer, but don't know you offer branding sessions. They know you're an accountant, but don't know you do tax planning. They know you own a restaurant, but don't know you cater events. People remember the first thing they learn, and they honestly put you in this mental Rolodex, and it becomes our label. Another thing is people referring us really depends on clarity. People want to help, but they can't connect opportunities they don't recognize. If someone hears I need uniforms or business logoed apparel, will they immediately think of me? What about company stores, signs, promotional products, consulting, printing, AI automation even? If they don't know we do all these things, someone else gets the referral. And I talked about this more in depth in last week's episode, but your marketing should educate. Don't just post finished work. Teach people what you actually do. For me, instead of saying, here's another jacket, which I do enjoy doing, showing off our beautiful work, but I can also explain what type of embroidery it is, why I chose or we chose that technique, who it's best for, what other options exist. Education expands people's understanding of our businesses. And repeat yourself more than you think. Repeat yourself often. Business owners, we often worry about repeating ourselves. We often think people are going to get tired of hearing us say the same thing. But truthfully, customers don't. Most people miss what we post the first couple of times anyway. People may miss your first few sentences. And you may have mentioned a service 6 months ago, but for many people, today is the first time they're hearing it. Repetition creates recognition. And one of the things I love about being a part of BNI, Business Network International, is that we get up every single day. We get up every single week and give our 60-second pitch. And while that pitch can be different because you may introduce different elements of your business to people, but you're able to do it every single week. And that becomes repetition. It becomes a moment for storytelling, and it makes referring easier because people understand that you operate in different segments because you're telling different stories or you're introducing a different product or service that you may offer. Recognition creates referrals. And this is one of the reasons companies use taglines and memorable catchphrases. They help people quickly remember who you are and what you do. I don't know, I may be dating myself with this, but jingles used to be especially powerful. There are still a few businesses whose phone numbers I can remember decades later simply because they put them in a catchy jingle. I can still remember how a Big Mac is made because it's the two off beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. It's a jingle. I have never forgotten that once I learned it at the age of like 8 or 9. Anyway, that's the power of repetition. The more consistently people hear your message, the easier it is for them to remember your business when someone needs what you offer. Today, I want to leave you with 5 practical steps in doing this. And the first one, and this is something that I've done recently and we're working on it. I've talked about this before too, is audit your website. Ask yourself, does someone know everything I offer within 2 minutes? If not, we got to fix it. And truthfully, again, this is something we have tapped to work on the later part of this year for Zeus's Closet. And we have definitely been focusing on it because when it comes to our email marketing, we have been doing this. We've been letting people know what other things we do. We've highlighted different promotional products in emails and a variety of things like that. But our website needs to speak to those other things that we do as well. And we do pretty well with the menus at the top, but it's not enough. It needs to be something that grabs people really quickly and shows them all of our capabilities within the first 1 or 2 minutes of being on our site. So that's something we're working on. And this brings me to the next point. You can create a Did You Know series. This is something I recently did with our Stuff for Greeks, kind of a did you know that we do this, this, and this. And we offer, like, for example, different payment options and a variety of things. We have S4G rewards and those types of things every customer doesn't know about. But it coming in the email, they may read about it and it may entice them to say, oh, I do want to shop here, or I do want to set up my own rewards program. I want to be a part of that. But every week you can highlight one service, explain what it is, who it's for, why someone would need it, and then making sure you're telling existing customers after every completed project or every completed service that you finish working with somebody, you can say, did you know we also ... Your current customers are your easiest next sale. And then 4, train your referral partners. Don't assume networking partners understand your business. Periodically remind them, show examples, share photos, give referral scenarios. As I mentioned before, share stories because people love stories. If you tell them a story, if they run into a person with a similar story, they're going to say, oh, wait, I know somebody who can help you with that. Keep that in mind. And also keep updating your story because businesses evolve. If you've added services, you've changed your niche, or you've expanded your expertise, tell people over and over again. The social media should reflect all of your offerings as well. So tell them on your socials over and over again. Keep it in mind, people are busy. People are moving fast. There's a lot going on. So you really do have to repeat yourself for someone to actually hear you, for you to break through all the noise. And so this week, I want you to do this. Ask 5 people who know your business. Ask them, what do I sell? And don't interrupt, just listen, take notes. I actually recently sent a text to some of my friends and asked, when you think of Zeus's Closet, what do you think we do? And they definitely don't know all that we do. I have some work to do. You'll probably discover a gap between what you think people know and what they actually know as well. And the gap is where your next marketing opportunity lies. Keep that in mind. The thing is, our businesses don't have a visibility problem because our work isn't good enough. Many times it has a visibility problem because people simply don't know everything we do. And we can't leave business on the table because we assume that they do. We must keep teaching, keep reminding, keep showing our friends, family, prospective customers, and current customers all the things we do in our business. The more clearly people understand our business, the more confidently they'll buy from us and recommend us to others. And as always, thank you for listening today. I'm grateful for you. Just really quickly, I want to tell you about a summit I am participating in. It is called the Ideas to Income Summit. I know that some of you are already well along in your businesses, but for those of you who have an entrepreneurial itch and may just have an idea right now, or you're looking for an idea, This summit may be just the spark you need. See the link in my show notes to check it out. It's free, and I'm one of the speakers during this summit. I'm very excited about it. Click the link and check it out. Do take a minute to rate and review the podcast as well. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. That way it'll download directly to your phone each week. Remember, people won't know what you do unless you tell them. More importantly, they won't know everything you offer unless you intentionally make it clear and consistently remind them. And remember, now is the time. Now is the time to level up, leave a legacy, and become your own boss.